going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. Happy February, people. And I'm back again, people, after the transfer window was closed. I had to take yesterday off, man. I needed a day to just relax. And I'm back. I'm refreshed. And I'm wearing new merch. Because you know what? This is it now. We're running from now until the end of the season. And wherever this season takes us, let's just embrace the ride, people. I'm not going to lie. I was at the Emirates yesterday doing a bit of filming, and I went in the shop and they lured me in with the French pack, man. The advertising, the branding. It got the better of me, people. It got the better of me, people. I saw the gold badge, you know, and the stripes. It just, you know, it felt like Thierry and Vieira and Wiltord, and oh, it was all too much. The gold was crazy, man. They lured me in, and I figured, you know what? I'm not going to fight this anymore. We're running with it, people. We're running with it. I've slowed down the chat. We're in Jorginho mode, people. We're in Jorginho mode. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to embrace the ride and get on with it, people. I can't lie. Twice! They lured me in. I'm shameless with it. I can't lie. I pictured myself on holiday this summer. Arsenal, we've won the league. I'm in Jamaica or I'm in Miami somewhere on holiday. The merch, you know, I'll go back for the shorts probably in the summer. They got me, man. The French pack lured me in. I was, you know, I can't lie, people. If you see this in a shop, you're in trouble. Don't ever say Cronke out when you buy the merch. Do you know, I probably will still say Cronke out. That's the beauty of this channel, people. Blue suits the channel. Seems like, you know, listen, we signed that many Chelsea players. I might as well put blue on. But hey, it is what it is, people. I can't lie. It's a nice t-shirt. It's a real nice t-shirt. The gold. I don't know if I can show you, but let me just move the mic. On the back as well. Oh, let me move this. On the back. It's got Arsenal in gold writing. Ah. It was all too much. They lured me in. They knew what they were doing. Yeah, they got... The French pack was too much. They know Arsenal fans were all sort of connected. You know, with Thierry and Wenger and that. So they got me. Yeah, not Scalacci and Gallas. We ignore that French pack, but, you know, the real French pack. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Big up to each and every one of you. Listen, just want to say, by the way, thank you to everyone for the support during the transfer window. It was the best in terms of numbers and likes and all of the stats. It was the best January we've ever had on the channel. So big up to everyone. Really appreciate the support. Gonna keep pushing the channel forward. Obviously, the Clips channel is there, Curtis Shaw Clips. Make sure you go and follow me on that channel. TikTok, we're gonna start soon. Everything's going off. Everything's going off this year. No messing about. Anyway, make sure you like the video and subscribe, people. And yeah, soft touch settings, man. You know, the material's just nice and soft, man. You know, Jay-Z, man, get that dirt off your shoulder. You know how the thing goes, people. Anyway, nah, not the Sonogo pack. Not the Sonogo pack. We're going with the Thierry pack, the Saliba pack, you know. Love the new thumbnail design, bro. Well done. Yeah, big up, man. Got a couple people helping in the background. So we're moving forward. Ornstein, staff at Curtis Shaw TV. We're delighted by the Jorginho signing. Listen. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. No more Craig David singing. Before we start today's show, what are we going to talk about first? I had a few things lined up. So, right, I think it's only right, actually. The first thing we talk about is man like Ballas, a.k.a. following Balogun, a.k.a. the best young striker in European football right now. I mean, listen, people. I don't know if anybody saw what was going on last night with Ballas. But a quick hat-trick and the Van Persie volley that the man scored, I mean, it was wild. It was wild, I can't lie. Following Balogun is now the top goal scorer in French football, people. He has now overtaken Kylian Mbappe, Messi, Neymar, 14 goals, top goal scorer. Now, I know we say, you know, the French league is hit and miss. Right, there's no doubt. The French league is hit and miss. You know, we've seen it. Jorginho was one of the most highly rated wingers. He was an absolute disgrace. Lacazette, I think, failed to reach the heights we hoped. But there are other players that have come from there that have done great. You know, obviously, they've been big players from the French league. Hazard, and obviously we've signed players from there who've done great over the years. Anelka and players like that. So we are going to reach, I think, a very interesting point with Balogun this summer, because it's almost a gift and a curse what is going off with Balogun at Arsenal at the moment. Balogun has 4 years left on his Arsenal contract. He earns currently 32 grand a week. Now, with Balogun, how do you manage the situation when he comes back? Because I would imagine playing every week in France, star player, potentially could score 20 plus league goals this season. Kylian Mbappe tweaked his hamstring last night, came off injured. So there is a real chance that Balogun could potentially finish top goal scorer at Arsenal, Reims, this season in the French league. How do you manage that situation when he comes back? Can we carry 3 strikers? Gabriel Jesus came here to play first team football. Eddie's on 100 grand a week, and the manager absolutely loves him. And then you got Balogun, potentially top goal scorer in the French league. Can we carry 3 strikers into next season? Is Balogun going to accept being potentially the 3rd choice striker at Arsenal when he's just been the top goal scorer in the French league? How you've got to look at this, people. If he was just in the French league and wasn't on loan from Arsenal, and he scored 20 plus league goals, he's only just turned 20 years of age. If there was a 20-year-old in the French league who scored 20 plus goals, can you imagine how much that player would cost? He would cost a fortune. He would cost an absolute, especially when you're looking at people like Mudryk, costing 100 million euros after 10, 12 goals in the Ukrainian league. He would cost an absolute fortune. So I think we're going to have a situation. Now, I've always said, and I hope people don't take this the wrong way, some people won't agree with it, some people will. I've always said I think he's got a better all-round game than Eddie Nketiah, and I do. There is a difference, obviously, with the French league and the Premier League. He does have to come to the Premier League and prove himself as well. I would be reluctant to sell him. I think if you're leaving Edu to sell this guy, what's the point? Edu will probably get a Tesco meal deal for him. Packet of crisps, a sandwich, and a Lucozade Sport. He can't sell anyone. We don't accept cash at Arsenal. If Michael Edwards had Balogun at Liverpool, he'd probably get £60 million for it. I'm just wondering, is Balogun going to be prepared to come to Arsenal and be 3rd choice? Possibly he might think in his head that he could push Gabriel Jesus and Eddie. Certainly maybe he would think that he could push Eddie out of the team. I don't know. How do we manage it? Do we go with 3 strikers and try and keep them all happy and rotate the 3 of them? Do you sell Eddie Nketiah and go with Balogun? Or do you sell Balogun, cash in on the hype and get as much money as you can? How would you manage Balogun next season? Because I just don't think he's going to be willing to sit on the bench when he can potentially become a superstar in the French league. I'm going to put a poll up. Let's get the first poll up. What would you do with Balogun in the summer? Do we go with 3 strikers? Do you sell him? Or do you sell Eddie? And promote Balogun above Eddie? What would you do? What would you do with Balogun in the summer? Because it's an interesting situation. I'm greedy. I would try and keep all 3 of them. He's not going to want to sell Eddie because he loves him. This manager. Would you keep Balogun, sell him, or sell Eddie? There's no way he's going to sell, obviously, Gabriel Jesus. Keep Balogun, sell him, or sell Eddie. There we go. Let me know. I would try and be greedy and try and keep all 3 of them. But the problem you've got, and just thinking from an Arsenal point of view, is what you don't want to do is keep him, don't play him, and his value just drops. Because by the summer, if he scored 25, 20 league goals, how much is he worth in the market? You know, I would say you should be getting £50 million for him. I've got to be honest. They were talking 50 million for Jonathan David. This guy's scoring more than Jonathan David in the French league. Let me know what you would do. Keep them all and rotate. Keep him and loan him to Marseille. Jesus moves to the wing. Have Eddie and Balogun as our strikers. I just don't think that's enough for Champions League. But listen, I like the suggestions. Insomnia said Eddie is Prem proven. Sell Balogun. The French league is different compared to the English league. Loan to Brighton. I don't think we'll be doing well. We are still friends with Brighton after not grabbing Caicedo. Loan to a top French club, Italian or Spanish team. Nah, bro, he'd be 70 million if he scored 25. Yeah, probably would. But with Edu, probably not. 6 million 007. Big C. Osimhen has scored 13 goals in Serie A. Oh, no, in Liga. Then got the big money move to Napoli. I see Balogun as a hybrid of Jesus and Eddie. It's a good point. He has got similar qualities. I remember he scored a hat-trick against Barnet in pre-season for Arsenal. I think it was last year or the year before. And I remember saying that is one of the best hat-tricks I've ever seen live at a game. Now, I know it was Barnet. They're a conference team. But the quality and the way he could hit the ball with both feet, you could see he was a unique footballer straight away. He's got bags of talent, bags and bags and bags of talent. And it's just going to be interesting how they manage that situation. I just wanted to show you one more picture concerning Balogun before we move on. Where is it? Balogun. I mean, when you look at these stats, and I know it is the French league. I mean, South London's fine. He said, sell him, put in a first refusal clause. If you sell him, you try and get big money for him. I would put a big sell-on clause in there, like 25%, and we get first refusal on getting him back. That's the only way I would potentially sell him. But I would try and keep him. And I would say to him and Eddie and Gabriel Jesus pre-season, you just fight for it. You know, we see how it goes, Champions League, injuries, rotation, and see how he gets on. This picture on screen, just for anybody that's listening in, Balogun is in good company. The top scorers in Europe's top 5 leagues. Erling Haaland, 25, robot. Harry Kane, 16. Balogun on 14. Victor Osimhen on 14. Robert Lewandowski on 13. So he is in there with some absolute elite company. Now, yeah, we can say Haaland, Kane's in the Prem. Osimhen's in Serie A. Lewandowski's in Spain. They're all better leagues than the French league. But bear in mind that Balogun is 20. He hasn't really played first team football much. And he's playing for a mid-table team in the French league. And he has scored against PSG as well. So I'm excited to see what happens with him. Do I trust Edu to manage him if we were to sell him? Probably not. I would not want to sell him, because I really want to see how good he is in the Premier League. I've always said I think natural ability is better than Eddie. What Eddie has proved, though, is that he's got an eye for a goal in the Premier League. Can Balogun transform that from the French League to the Premier League? I would definitely keep him and see how he gets on, unless somebody made an outrageously big offer for him. So I think he deserves a chance, you know. Gunnar Roller said Balogun has quality, has star quality. Love Eddie, but flow is the one. 20 years of age, people. 14 goals. I think it's a great option to keep him. I think it saves us having to go and buy another striker. It's just, if somebody makes a big offer and we see him as third choice, are they strong enough to reject that offer? That is the problem. T-Roll, thank you for the super chat. Big up, Curtis. I find it difficult to even read these words out. He's always disliked Arsenal, he says, as a Chelsea fan. But if we win the league, you're one of the people I'd be happy for. I even come back to watch you celebrate. You're an inspiration. Much love. I appreciate that, T-Roll. Thank you for your kind words. There's a couple bad words there I struggled to read out. But nah, listen, the game is the game. You're a Chelsea fan. I don't expect you to like Arsenal. So, yeah, big up yourself, bro. And I appreciate the support on the channel. Big up T-Roll. Make sure you smash the likes. 1,500 of you in the chat. Let's get 1,000 likes. And big up to man like Flo Balogun. Let me end the poll. Let me know what you would do with Balogun this summer. 77% of you say that you would keep Balogun, 14% say sell him, and 7% say sell Eddie and Nketiah. So the majority of you saying, listen, keep him and let's, see how we can get on with 3 strikers. If we're in the Champions League, then why not? E. Ross, try 4-4-2 against the lesser team, see how it works. Yep, definitely could do that. And then you get 2 of them on the pitch at once and 1 off the bench. Shout out to Chris, man. Shout out to Chris. He's a big Man United fan. He's a big part of the community as well. Big him up. Man United, of course, reached the Carabao Cup final yesterday, beating Forest. And they'll play Newcastle in the final. Going to be an interesting one. I'll definitely live stream that. I'll be neutral, of course, watching that. However, I may be wearing a black and white shirt with Shearer number 9 on the back. So, yeah, that's about as neutral as I'll be. Come on, the Geordies. Come on. Joe Willock FC, people. But yeah, no, I am looking forward to that one. I can't lie. That'll be a good game. I do think Man United are favourites. I do think they'll probably win that final, but you never know. Are we the lads? Are we the Geordies, man? Josh R says, big up Curtis. A big club keeps all 3 at a minimum. When you look at Liverpool have got Jota. They've got Firmino. They've got Darwin Núñez. All strikers. Look at the level of quality of all 3 of them. Jota would have gone to the World Cup with Portugal. Darwin Núñez, I mean, listen, it hasn't worked yet, but he's a big, big player. Big money. And Firmino's been outstanding for Liverpool over the years. So if Liverpool can keep 3 strikers of that quality, you can't tell me that we can't keep Jesus, Eddie, and Balogun. Of course we can. So big up Jay. Do you regret selling Willock? No, I don't. I think it was the right move for Willock. I don't think he was really going to kick on at Arsenal. I thought 25 was probably a bit cheap, but at the time we're terrible at selling anyway. So Mason Greenwood's case has been dropped. I mean, I'm not going to say too much about that. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say too much. The case may have been dropped, but we heard what we heard, and we know what he is. I don't think I should say anything else beyond that. It is what it is. One Ball said, I can't believe this fan base is happy with the January window. Very disappointing. We bottled it once again. One Ball is not happy. We are going to talk about the January transfer window, and I'm going to get into it now. Let's get into it now. You've led me into it nicely, people. So let's get into the January transfer window. I did put up a picture on the community yesterday asking, are you happy with the window? How would you rate the window? Majority of you, I think most of you were probably around 6 out of 10. Some of you were saying 7 out of 10, possibly. It's a tricky one. I'll tell you where I'm at with it. I was very disappointed on transfer deadline day, right? I did 2 streams. Anybody that tuned in, you know what my general feeling was with what happened on transfer deadline day. I was not happy with the signing of Jorginho, right? And I understand a lot of pundits, a lot of fans are saying it's a decent signing as a squad player and blah, blah, blah. Listen, you can dress it up or you can dress it down. On one hand, you can say he's experienced, he's a leader, he's a winner, and he's cheap. On the other hand, you can say it's a 31-year-old who doesn't have high energy levels, who Chelsea were looking to get rid of and weren't going to give a new contract. You can be there, or somewhere in between. I was way more of the category that we should have been going bigger and better. I'm at a point now where I'm just like, look, the window was what it was. It will play itself out one way or another. If we win the title, then you look back at this window and say it was a masterstroke. You weren't forced to pay big money for anybody, and they boosted the squad and got you over the finish line. We've certainly improved the squad and the bench. If you miss out on the title or Thomas Partey gets injured and it doesn't do its purpose with the backup, then we look back on January and say that wasn't enough. You know, you didn't. I always say go big or go home. I don't think we have gone big. Time will tell. I've got to the point now, there's no point me going crazy about what's happened in this window. I'm wearing new merch. You know what I mean? I'm wearing the same t-shirt that Jorginho is wearing in the picture. Listen, I've just got to the point now where I'm like, look, what can I do about it? Yeah, I can have meltdowns every day. Jorginho and Kivior, whatever. I'm at the point where I'm like, you know what? We're top of the league. We're playing very good football. I feel we should have had a bigger window. I'm not going to lie, because I'm not going to hide from the fact that if you're top of the league and you've got money to spend and you're a massive football club, you should be able to make a big signing. We did not get, in my opinion, any of our top targets in this window. We got plan Bs in this window, right? And I still question why Arsenal can't get their first choice signings. I know the summer is different to January. January is a lot different. And I know Chelsea have blown the market up with money in this window. However, they've proved that if you're ambitious enough, if you've got the money, you can pull big players out of clubs, right? If you're top and you've got money and you're a big football club, you should be able to grab some of your top targets. So, listen, I'm not going to have meltdowns. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm delighted with the window, because I'm not. I think we could have done a lot better. I think Trossard is a very good signing. 20 million, can play left, can play right. I think he's in the peak of his career, right? If you look at his career trajectory, I think this is the best Trossard there's ever been, right? Kivior, I have to reserve judgment. I can honestly say I've seen the guy play twice for Poland, and I don't know if he's good or not. The last two left-footed centre-backs we signed, one was Gabriel, very good. One was Pablo Mari, not very good. So let's hope he's more Gabriel than Pablo Mari. Jorginho, listen, I am where I am. For me, I think that's an underwhelming signing. But let's hope that Thomas Partey stays fit for the rest of the season, and you just use him as a squad player to rotate. You play him in Europe, and you bring him off the bench when you need to keep the ball. And it will play itself out, people. We'll be sitting here at the end of May and saying either that window was not good enough and you didn't go big, or that window got you to the title because you improved the bench. So if you look at it now, on the bench, you got Matt Turner, you got Tomiyasu, you got Kivior, you've got Jorginho, you've got Trossard, you've got potentially Eddie or Jesus when Jesus comes back. You've got Smith Rowe, you've got Fabio Vieira. So the bench is a lot better than the park bench that I always called it, you know, at the start of January. So it will play itself out one way or another. There's no point me having meltdowns. Let's see how these players do. I've questioned Arteta many times. I've questioned Edu many times. But at the moment, we're top of the league. It's not the time for panic. It's the time for us to just say, it is what it is, and it will play itself out. And we'll have meltdowns at the end of the season, or we'll be celebrating title winners. Chris said Curtis Robbie fancies the Jorginho signing and was against the Felix loan. Can you speak to him? He would have won you the league. I mean, listen, you know my opinion. I would have taken João Felix. I think Rob was capping a little bit there. I can't lie. Richard Blackwood said, I'm a little concerned about the summer. If Arsenal don't get into bidding wars, how will they fare in the summer when more teams will be in for players they're targeting? This is it. I mean, if we're going to be in the Champions League next season, I've got no doubt about that, right? If we don't win the league, I genuinely think the football club has to look at Edu's job in the summer. I'm going to be totally honest, people, and people can't take that in a negative way. We're trying to elevate ourselves, right? We're trying to get to the top. If we get there this season, amazing. If we don't, we've got to look at how can we get there next season. Sometimes when you're climbing a ladder, you have to get rid of some of the excess weight to climb that ladder. I think Edu's job should be under review this summer if we don't win the Premier League this season. I think you have to ask serious questions of his ability to go into the market and get big deals done. If we win the title, again, I have to hold my hands up. But at the same time, I still think Edu has a long way to go. How come he is not capable of selling players for decent transfer fees? We're buying Jorginho for 12, but you couldn't get a penny for Aubameyang. You know, you couldn't get a penny for Hector Bellerin. Players like this, you got 9 million for Guendouzi, who was linked with Villa for 50 million euros. How come we can't sell players? How come he doesn't seem to be able to do those big transfers, 70 million, 80 million, you know? I think you have to ask questions of him. Pascaran said the Clips channel is on fire, bro. Big up to you, bro. Make sure you follow the Clips channel, people. Curtis Shaw Clips is live now on YouTube. Brighton would want 90 million if they had Balogun, yeah. Sonny Saint said, Big C, we got this. Jorginho is plugging a hole short term. Stay positive, bruv. I know we will go big in the summer. Much love from Tampa, Florida. Big up to you, Sonny. Do you know what it is, Sonny? I'll be honest with you. A lot of people say this to me, right? We'll go big in the summer, which I think we will go big in the summer. Where the frustration is that the opportunity now is bigger than the opportunity we're going to have in the summer. We're top of the league halfway through. I would have actually been saying to the board, listen, if you were planning on giving me 150 in the summer, give me half of it now. I'll go smaller in the summer to go bigger now because I can win the league now. In the summer, you're back to the starting line and it becomes more difficult. So, listen, I've looked at Jorginho from one side. Okay, how are they looking at it? Arteta likes him. He's tried to sign him before. Pep tried to sign him at City. Spanish clubs and managers tend to love a player like Jorginho. Ball retention. He's like a Busquets, like a Rodri. Not as good, of course, but those players that just keep the ball all day long. He'll tick, tick, tick. Sideways, backwards, some forwards. Those kind of coaches love that kind of midfielder. Arteta was actually a similar player to Jorginho, to be honest. Probably not as good. So I understand how the club are looking at it. 12 million on deadline day, 18 months, squad player, experience, he's a winner. I understand how they're looking at it. I also think this was a huge opportunity to say, go big, shake the Premier League up a bit, show everyone we're serious, and get us over the finish line. Because I think João Felix and Caicedo, just as an example, I think that wins Arsenal the Premier League, if I'm being honest. I think that wins you the title because they're players that I think lift the squad very quickly. But we'll see. Like I said, I hope Jorginho does well. I hope he does. I don't think he'll have to play every week. He's very experienced. I heard his interview. I liked his interview. And we keep it moving. So it is what it is. Jashar said, selling Balogun is short-sighted in my opinion. We need an extra striker to cover injury and loss of form. Don't sell any of them. Let them battle it out. And I agree with you. As I said, if Liverpool can have Darwin, Jota and Firmino, surely we can keep 3 strikers. Big up, Jay. Glenn Boker said, if Chelsea was first, would they take Xhaka? They definitely wouldn't, Glenn. And this is what I'm saying, you know. But big up to you. O'Malley says, people tripping on Jorginho, but what team has 2 better DMs in the Prem? Trossard is proven, goal scorer in high pressure. Curtis, we need that shameless Gooner merch, brother. ASAP. Big up to you. Yeah, don't worry. The merch soon land, man. Trust me, we're getting everything done. The Clips channel's up now. We're going to get the TikTok sorted. The next thing is the merch. Merch soon land. Listen, if you want anything more shameless, I'm wearing the same T-shirt as Jorginho, like right now. I couldn't deny the T-shirt. You know what I mean? We're side by side right now. I'm with you, Jorginho. I'm with you. You know, the French pack, I couldn't deny it. And the gold badge, it was all too much. So, yeah, man, listen. What I would say is this, people. Would I have signed Jorginho? I would have tried. Man said Coutinho. Would I have signed Jorginho? I wouldn't have, right? Because when I see them buying Enzo Fernandez and we're buying Jorginho, I can't lie, that bothers me, right? That bothers me. I'm not going to lie, that bothers me. They're calling me Jorginho. You're a disgrace, all of you, right? But we have no choice but to support the club for the rest of the season, yeah? The window is closed. We can't sign anyone else. We just got to enjoy the ride. I'm on the train, people. I'm on the train. As I said, I haven't bought a ticket. I've jumped the barrier. The guy's looking the other way. I've sneaked on the train and I'm hiding in first class hoping the ticket inspector doesn't turn up. So it is what it is. Let's just enjoy the ride, people, because think about last season, bottling top 4. Think about the season before, finishing 8th. We've been through some real rough times as Arsenal fans. So if we're top and we're fighting for the league, let's enjoy ourselves, is what I'm saying. And if it capitulates and we don't win it, then we'll sit there in the summer and talk about how Edu needs to get the P45. But if we win the title, we'll be at the parade, you know. So yeah, man. Don Arsenal said, Curtis, we need your debut on the Big Six. Yeah, soon, bro. Yeah, I'm sure we'll do it at some point, 100%. We'll get it sorted. Big up Turkish as well, man. I know he's going through a rough time at the moment. And shout out to him. Hope he's well if he's tuned in. If not, best wishes to him and the family, man. Big him up. Yeah, I'll be on Big Six at some point, I'm sure, man. Ali said, big up Big C. Love the show. I'm more calm than yesterday. Jay is similar to Arthur, which Arteta wanted them both. Have no choice. We have to back the manager. Yesterday, I didn't stream because I just thought, let me take a day off. Let me just, do something else. Think about something else, And I'll be honest, I feel more positive about the transfer window than I did on deadline day. That is not for 1 second me saying that I'm excited by this window or I don't think we could have done better, because I think we could have. But I just have to recognise the window for what it is. It's not exciting. It's like getting home. I've said this before, I think. It's like getting home when you was a kid and having beans on toast for dinner. Or corned beef and rice. If you grew up in Caribbean households, you know about corned beef and rice. I've never eaten corned beef and rice as an adult. But as a kid, I thought that was a decent meal. When you get a bit older and you get a little money, you realise, boy, that was some real ghetto dinner that I was eating. This transfer window to me is corned beef and rice. Yeah, it's going to fill your belly. You're not going to bed hungry. But, you're not eating gold steak in Dubai, that is for sure, people. You know what I'm saying? This ain't gold steak in Dubai. It ain't costing you $2,000. It's corned beef and rice. You're getting some bully beef. That's all it is. Your belly's full. You're nice. You're good to go. You know what I mean? Bully beef and cabbage. Jorginho's probably the cabbage. You know what I mean? But, it is what it is. So, it's a bully beef transfer window, people. It's going to fill your belly up. You're not going sleep hungry. You're good to go the next morning. So it's not the glamour signings. Yeah, you ain't getting no Salt Bay in Dubai, That was Caicedo and Mudryk and João Felix. Chelsea took all the steak. Let's hope they get food poisoning, Nah, take it back. But, yeah, it is what it is, people. Transfer window shut. I give it a 6 out of 10. I think it was average. I think we boosted the squad. I think we got a much better bench. I think, I think the big signings weren't there. And, yeah, Edu, time will tell. There's still a big question mark on Edu's head for me. Bully beef. Yo, if you know, people. Plenty of you know. Some of you will be in the comments right now, like, corned beef and rice. But plenty of you know about bully beef, man. You know about that. It's a good meal. Growing up, it was a good meal. But like I said, as an adult, I've never eaten it. You get a little money in your pocket. You're like, raw, that was some real ghetto upbringing. But anyway, we move. Transfer window done. 6 out of 10 for me, the transfer window. Because Kivior, I'm not sure about him. We will see when he plays. They're leaking all of these stats at the moment, saying how quick he is in training. I don't buy into none of that. Let me see you on the pitch and then we'll talk. So I give it a 6 out of 10. You improve the squad. We got bodies in. We got bodies in. Battle Gnome said, Big C, my frustration with Edu is we waste so much time on our plan A. We won't go in there and get it done. We are like a guy who gets friend zoned. Yo, bruv, trust me, let me tell you now. You see, when you go and talk to that girl in the nightclub, or even not in the nightclub, wherever you're talking to her, right? I'm speaking to everyone now. You got to walk over with confidence. You got to let her know that you're a prize as well. You know what I mean? I'm walking over there like, yo, listen, I'm chatting to you, but at the same time, you're lucky that I'm over here putting in this work. You can't go over there all shy, like with your head down and no eye contact and all that. That's how Edu's moving. Edu's not even buying her a drink. He's moving over with his head down and, you know what I mean? And getting friend zoned, you know? She's taking him shopping and looking at clothes. Oh, you're my best friend and all of that. Chelsea are swooping in, private jet, 5-star hotels, meals, champagne, limo to the nightclub. They're moving mad. Do you know what I mean? Edu, man, you got to learn how to play this game. You have to move correct if you want to make them big signings. I don't know if this guy knows how to woo these players to Arsenal, man. We're soft in the market still. You know? Big club, but I still think little small mentality, man. You know what I mean? Man said, teach me, man. I'm telling you, man. Walk over there with chest. Boom. Yo, what you saying, man? Do you want a drink? Yeah, man. What do you want? Yeah, order it. I'll pay for it. You know what I mean? Edu's ordering champagne and then hiding in the toilet and letting the girl pick up the bill and then ringing her the next day and wondering why she's blocked his number. It's all mad, people. You got to have your game on point to make them big signings. So, Edu, man, yeah, I don't know. He needs to sort his game out a little bit. I don't know. I don't know about him. Moving a bit mad still. He's got to get them big deals done. Big clubs don't mind overpaying. Big clubs will just overpay it because you know the potential that player's got to come and help your club, you know. But it is. They've kicked Edu out, man. Edu's been arrested. Security have thrown him out the exit, you know, for ordering 4 bottles of champagne and not paying for it. It's all mad, people. Patrick said, to be honest, Big C, I'm not excited about the window, but I'm glad we didn't leave ourselves short like last season. We showed judge in May, game by game. 100%. That's where I'm at. I've calmed down. Yesterday and the day before, fuming. But, you know, I've calmed down now. It's a better window than last season. At least the squad has improved. Last season we did nothing, you know? You know what I mean? Why is she blocking me, man? Why is she Oh, I was going to pay. I was just in the toilet. Oh, whatever, man. Whatever. We know about them games, man. But anyway, let me not say too much, people, you know? Let me not say too much. Let's concentrate on football. I don't want to lead people astray. It's all mad. Right, let's focus. Some good news for Arsenal, people. Some good news for Arsenal. Gabriel Jesus! He is back, people. Now, these are not the pictures that he's posted, by the way. These were from last week. But he has put up a picture. I didn't bother putting up the picture because all he's done is show a picture of his legs with football boots on. But Gabriel Jesus is back in light training for Arsenal, people. He's not in full training yet. He's not training with the team. But he is training, and apparently the boots are on. He's on the training ground, and he's kicking the ball, you know, which, listen, I know Arsene Wenger used to live by this. You know, Danny Welbeck, oh, you'd be like a new signing, you know, when a player had been out for about 6 months. But honestly, I almost feel like Gabriel Jesus has never played for Arsenal. I'm so excited. It's almost like he is literally a new signing for us. The excitement levels for this signing are absolutely huge. I can't lie. When he comes back, this is when I think the oven is going to be hot and we are going to start cooking. Because I'm looking at it now going, Gabriel Jesus, Eddie, who has much improved, let's be honest, right? I didn't even think Eddie was half decent. He has proved he is more than capable. So you got Gabby, you got Eddie, you got Martinelli, you got Saka. You got Trossard, you got Smith Rowe, and you've got Nelson. You got options there, people. You got real options there. Let me just show you the picture. It's a boring picture, but let me show you. It's still very positive. Gabriel Jesus posted. The boots are back on after 8 weeks. After 8 weeks out, Gabriel Jesus is back on the training ground. Absolutely massive for Arsenal, honestly. And when you look at it now, we can actually rotate the whole 3 and turn it into another 3 because you could play, let's say, Saka, Martinelli, Jesus. I think that's our strongest 3, right? No disrespect to Eddie and them. That's our number 1 3 right now. Saka, Martinelli, Jesus. You could then play Nketiah, Nelson and Trossard as the next three in the Europa League. Now, I think that is fantastic. That next three is a lot stronger for us moving forward. And then you've even got Reece Nelson. Now, some people are saying there, why are you mentioning Nelson? Nelson is still a steady rotation player. Effectively, he would be our fifth choice winger. So you're not expecting him to get a lot of game time. And obviously, we need Smith Rowe to get back. But listen, I think it's fantastic news. Gabriel Jesus. Now, a lot of people saying the end of February is the target. Now, we know that the club have not mentioned an actual time frame for how long he's going to be out. 2 weeks ago, he said 4 to 5 weeks, which would indicate maybe 3 to 4 weeks. His training will step up, so I would imagine he's training by himself, just kicking the ball with not too much force, little bit of running, probably within the next week. I think you're looking at another maybe 3 weeks before he gets back in full training. But how nice is it, people, that we're going to be able to rotate? We're going to be able to, go in the Europa League. You can leave players out. You don't have to play Thomas Partey in the Europa League. You don't have to play Saka and Martinelli. Those guys don't even need to travel. You could play Matt Turner in goal. You could play Tomiyasu and Tierney at fullback. And you could play Kivior and probably Rob Holding at centre-back. Midfield, you'd play Jorginho and probably, El Nenny's out. That's a tricky one, actually. We don't have a lot of midfielders, do we? In that 8 role, you'd probably have to play Smith Rowe or Fabio Vieira, probably. So, yeah, we definitely don't have a lot in midfield. Yeah, Jorginho, ESR and Fabio Vieira probably. And then you'd probably have to play Nelson and Ketia and Trossard as your front three. But that would be a steady team for Europa League. And then a couple of the big boys on the bench just in case. So, plenty of quality there either way. Yeah, you could play Zinchenko in midfield. It does. I can't lie. I'm still not fully adjusted to the fact that Jorginho is an Arsenal player. It's going to take me some time to get used to that, but it is what it is. I have to admit, when I saw the videos of him and, him embracing the manager and his interview and shaking hands with Saka, what I realised, and I am clutching at straws here, people, I think what he can do is bring something in that dressing room that we lack. And trust me, people, you know me. I wasn't in favour of signing Jorginho, right? I think we should have got someone better. But he's here now. We've got to support him. We've got to support the team. We've got to back him. If you look throughout this team, not many players in this Arsenal team have won major trophies. That's the reality of the situation. Jesus, Zinchenko are the winners, right? And they're still in their mid-20s as well. Jorginho has won the Champions League and the Euros, right? He's won big trophies. He actually beat us in Baku as well, unfortunately. So, having been in a dressing room and been a young player, it is very important that there's players in that dressing room who have know-how, who have understanding, who you can look at and see how does he train, how does he keep the ball. One thing that I've seen and heard about Jorginho, and we've all seen it, is that he is brilliant at keeping the ball retention. And we're a possession-based team, and he is somebody that Arteta probably looks at and thinks, if I put him in the team, everything will go through him. Just keep the ball. Keep the ball. It won't be glamorous. He's not going to come in and get 10 assists. He's not going to get 7, 8 goals. Off the ball, definitely not amazing in terms of physicality and energy. I think if you look at Jorginho, his best performances were when he had Prime and N'Golo Kante next to him. Kante was the runner. Go and break up play. This guy would get on the ball and make things happen. I think a lot of you are right. I think he has very high footballing IQ. He understands the game very well. Was brilliant at Napoli. Pep wanted him. Chelsea have constantly played him. We're getting him at the end of the cycle, which is what my issue is with him. But he's not going to play every week. If Thomas Partey's fit, Xhaka's fit, those two will play ahead of him. He will be brought on late in games and he'll play in the Europa League. So this is me clutching at straws, but I'm trying to see the positive. You know, that's all we can do. There's no point me having a meltdown now. He's just going to be there to keep the ball. He'll train well. Thiago Silva was saying he's a massive leader in the dressing room. Cucurella said he's the most intelligent footballer in terms of footballing IQ at Chelsea. So, you know, that's all I've got. That's all I can give you. Once the Europa League comes back and you've got to play on Thursday against a decent team, because we're in the knockout stages now, and then on Sunday you've got to go to Anfield and play against Liverpool, what you can now do is say, Thomas Partey, you're not playing on Thursday, and I can play Jorginho, and then you save Partey. So, listen, I'm not singing and dancing about the transfer, and I'm really not. But we've got what we've got, and we've got to make do with it and make it work. The fact that we've let Sambi Lokonga go means that we are short in numbers. I actually think Lokonga going to Crystal Palace is a fantastic loan move for him. I think being with Patrick Vieira, staying in London, going in the Premier League, being in a situation that doesn't put him under as much pressure, because Crystal Palace won't get relegated, they won't make Europa League. The expectation and the pressure is not going to be the same for him. So I actually think Sambi Lokonga's picked up a really good move there, and he's in good hands with Paddy Vieira as well. So, listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. Gunnar Roller said Jorginho is like having a coach on the pitch. 100%. I agree with that. I do agree with that. Have you heard Ziyech is vexed? Hopefully he mashes up the Chelsea dressing room. 100%. Sambi sure sees that. Hey, man, come on. Hey, good luck to Sambi, man. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I said at the start of the season, I think that's one of the best home kits in the Premier League. That little scribble style looks so good, bruv, honestly. But yeah, man, good luck to him. I'll be keeping an eye on him. I don't know if anybody saw last night as well. Nuno Tavares did some unbelievable assists last night for Marseille. Runs past 3 players. Looks absolute lightning quick. And then sets up Under with the assist. I mean, like I said, and we were talking about this the other day on the stream, we've got 11 players out on loan who are all coming back in the summer. Most of them don't even have option to buy. So you're going to be in a situation this summer where, how do you get rid of all these players? And how much do you get for them? And this is my worry, again about Edu. Is Edu going to be able to negotiate? I think that Marseille will definitely sign Nuno Tavares. He's had a fantastic loan move. And he's doing really well. They play him wing back. He gets forward. He's lightning quick. And they love him over there. They keep celebrating all of his runs. I was looking at it the other day. I think we could probably build a whole team out of who we had on loan. I don't know if all the players are actually on this website. Is Runarsson on there? I don't even know how you spell this guy's name. Alex Runarsson. You've got Pablo Mari. These are just players we got out on loan. Who this guy's going to have to try and sell in the summer. You've got Pablo Mari. You've got Ainsley Maitland-Niles. You got Nuno Tavares. I mean, you got nearly a whole team there already. And you've got Cedric Suarez. So you got a whole back 4 there already. How's Edu going to sell all of these guys? You get about £10 for all these players. You got Cedric. You've then got, who have you got? You got Lokonga. You've got, who else have we got on loan? Balogun. You've got Nicolas Pepe. I mean, this team would probably do all right in the Prem. You probably get mid-table. You got Nicolas Pepe. Who else we got out on loan? Patino. Pablo and Mares, an obligation to buy if they avoid relegation. Yeah, I think that's a low price as well, isn't it? Like €3 million. You got Austin Trusty as well. You got Patino. You got Rekic. Not really first team players, but some of them. You've got nearly a whole team. Marquinhos, yeah. And then, yeah, Patino. You've got a full team nearly out on loan. You've got a full team out on loan. It's crazy. How the hell is he going to sell all of these guys in the summer? There's no chance Edu gets decent money for most of these. And just to add to that, I wonder if he'll actually keep any of these. Would you actually keep any of these? Let's say Austin Trusty. Trusty the process. I mean, look there. That you got a full team there. I mean, you could swap Ainsley and Trusty. I haven't put them in the right position, actually. But we have got a whole team out on loan. How the hell is he going to sell these? I mean, I'm looking at that. Ainsley is still an England international. You should be getting 10 million plus for him. Pepe, you should be getting 15 mil for. Sambi, if you sell him, maybe if he does well at Palace, 10 to 15. Marquinhos will come back. Tavares, you should be getting 15, 20 mil at least. He's having a great time. I don't think many of these you'll get good money for with Edu. That's the problem. But yeah, no, I was just making a team of all the players that we've got out on loan. It's crazy. How on earth are we going to sell all of these? Imagine how big our wage bill will be when all of these guys come back. Absolutely mad. Garage sale, man. Yeah, you buy Cedric, you get Runarsson for free. I suppose most people wouldn't even want Runarsson. He's possibly the worst goalkeeper I've ever seen. Keep Marquinhos, Patino, Balogun and Sambi. Depends what Sambi does for me. If Sambi struggles, I'll get rid of him. And even if he does well, I'd potentially sell him and cash in on the hype. I'd definitely sell Nuno. I think there's a lot of hype around him. Clement said sell Nuno 30 million euros, Maitland for 20, Pablo Mari for 10, Pepe for 40, Lokonga for 20. I don't think there's any chance we get 40 million euros for Pepe unless he rips it up in the French league and they're desperate to get him. Sell Balogun to Chelsea for 100 million. Balogun will stay, of course. I hope anyway, because he's having a great time. We got another keeper on loan. Yeah, what's the guy? I forget the guy's name. Yeah, he's on loan. He went to Crewe. They recalled him and loaned him out somewhere else. I know you mean. I forget the guy's name, but yeah, Okonkwo. There it is. He's out on loan. Put red stickers all over most of them. They're on sale. You can get them 90% off. Cedric and Runarsson, you can get them cheap. Anyway, let's move on. A little bit more transfer news, even though the window's closed. I mean, yeah, we are allergic to money, Wasim. This one for me, I mean, for anyone not looking at the screen, you'll have seen this on the thumbnail. Arsenal apparently are tracking Callum Hudson Odoi as it's likely he's going to leave Chelsea this summer. I mean, the fan base will dress this up on social media again, but can we not shop anywhere else apart from Chelsea, please? I mean, this was part of the reason I was disappointed with signing Jorginho. It's like, why do we keep signing Chelsea players? And listen, it could just be paper talk. Could just be paper talk, right? And I hope it is just paper talk. But would it surprise you with Arsenal? We've just signed a 31-year-old they're trying to get rid of. Would you be surprised if we went and signed a winger that is still of an age where some coaches would still look at him and think, well, maybe I can do something with him? He's 22. He's on loan at Leverkusen at the moment. 1 goal, 1 assist in 17 games. Only 9 of them starts. He's not having a great loan. I mean, at Chelsea, he's never really done much, has he, at Chelsea? I mean, I don't know what the figures would be. Do any of you rate him? Do you know what? There was a point, I'll be honest, there was a point when Hudson Odoi was at Chelsea when I thought they got a player on their hands there if they develop him. Of course, the problem with Chelsea, when do they ever really spend time developing a young player? Not often. And his career's just kind of stalled, really. He's on 120 grand a week as well. So his contract, it's not like, you know, he's not cheap. I wouldn't be going for him personally. I think we got enough. If we're going for a winger, I want someone with a bigger profile than that. Yeah, for me, I wouldn't be. I'm just looking at his contract now. His contract ends in 2024, so he's only got 18 months left on his deal. For me, it's not an Arsenal level signing, and certainly not in the summer when the market is wide open. So, not for me. Not for me at all. Wolves FL said Hudson Odoi, summer target for Chelsea. Arsenal keep signing ex-Chelsea players, Spurs their ex-managers. We need to stop this now. I can't lie. You know, there's one thing grabbing a player as a squad player in January just to boost the squad. In the summer, when you've got sufficient time, when you've got money, we'll be in the Champions League next season. This, for me, is not the answer. Now, if we were short of wingers, I could see it a little bit. Because, listen, I don't think he's a bad player. I honestly think there's potential there if the right coach gets hold of him. But we're not an apprenticeship course, you know. I'm not signing players from Chelsea and bringing them to Arsenal on work experience so we can develop them. If we get in the Champions League, I want Arsenal to be aiming for the creme de la creme. I want to be in Harrods buying Gucci and Louis V. You know what I mean? No disrespect. I'm not trying to go H&M or Primark when we're in the Champions League. So, no disrespect, Hudson Odoi. Yeah, for me, he should be going Palace or someone like that. He'd be good on the wing with Zaha on the other wing. So, nah, it's a no from me. And listen, Chelsea will probably ask for stupid money for him as well. You know, so nah, not for me, people. Let him go Palace. Let him go Brighton. Let him go a mid-table team. It's a no from me. It's a no from me, I can't lie. Smokey said Chelsea fans call him a 1v1 demon. Yeah, they've been saying that for a long time, man, but he's stalled, man. His career's stalled at Chelsea. We need level raisers. Listen, let me tell you something. I've stayed calm about this window, right? Because we're top, things are going well, and I can't go too crazy. I need to see how the season pans out, right? In the summer, I'm not accepting these kind of signings. When you've got 3 months, there's no World Cup, there's no Euros, we're going to be in the Champions League. I need glamour signings in the summer. Even if you just give me 1 or 2 of them, and then you get a couple squad players, I want to hear Rafael Leao. I want to hear Declan Rice. I want to hear Jude Bellingham. I want to hear monsters. I'm sorry, people. We've been out of the Champions League for 5.5 years. We deserve some glamour this summer. Yeah, we deserve some. I don't expect 5 or 6 glamorous signings, but I expect 2 or 3. If we are definitely going to be in the Champions League. If we win the title, oh my God, you better be going for absolute monsters in the summer. I'm telling you, I need a couple signings that make me want to get their names printed on the back of the shirt. That's what I'm trying to see. Nimbo said, in reality, we'll sign Shai Havertz. They need to stay away from Chelsea now. Stay well away from Chelsea. I don't want no one from Chelsea in the summer. Khalid said Leao, Rice and Caicedo or Zubimendi. Zubimendi would be willing to join us in the summer, in my opinion. He did say at the end of the season. I don't completely know how good he is. I'm not going to lie. I haven't watched much of him. I think we'll sign Caicedo or Declan Rice. I don't think we'll sign both of them. Leao, I would like. Leroy Sané, I mean, look, Sané's having a great season. And the problem with Sané is when Sané left Manchester City, a big part of his motivation seemed to be that he wanted to go back to Germany. There were rumours he was going to leave last summer because they weren't starting him. Now they're starting him. He's in good form. I just don't know if he's going to leave. I don't think he's available from what I'm reading. They're playing Gnabry. They're playing Sané. They're playing Mane as their front three. So I don't think it happens. Gnabry signed a new deal last summer. Camavinga, right? If Ancelotti is at Real Madrid next season, I think Camavinga, you could see a possibility of him being available. The only problem is he's not playing a lot at Madrid, but I would imagine Toni Kroos and Modric, at least one of them would potentially go in the summer. They're getting older. So Camavinga may then play. Listen, everybody mentioning Mason Greenwood. Of course, yeah, Mason Greenwood, apparently all the charges have been dropped. I'm only going to repeat myself because a lot of you joined late and I mentioned it at the start. Listen, I try and concentrate on football on this channel. He's been freed. I'm sure he'll be back in the Man United squad at some stage. The courts have found him not guilty. But as I said, we heard what we heard. We know what it is. And that's all I've got to say on it. He may be free, but you ain't going to hear me speaking about that guy in any sort of positive light ever. I don't care how good he plays as a footballer. He is what he is. So that's it. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I'll just repeat it because a lot of you was asking and I mentioned it right at the start. So, yeah, bon him as far as I'm concerned. Leao, Bellingham, Camavinga, Rice and Caicedo settings. Leao or KK from Napoli. It's better you just call him that because I keep butchering the guy's name, to be honest. So, yeah, man. Vlahovic, he could be available in the summer. I can't lie. Juventus are in trouble. Juventus are definitely in financial trouble. And it doesn't look like they're going to get Champions League football either. So imagine going back for Vlahovic. I just don't see how we would buy another striker if you've got Balogun coming back as well. I just don't think it would happen. I don't think there would be no need to have 4 strikers at the club. So yeah, we'll have to see. Anyway, we got Everton at the weekend. Big game. It's going to be difficult. I thought the press conference was going to be today because I thought they'd be travelling tomorrow. So I'm assuming the press conference will either be tonight or tomorrow morning. So we'll do press conference reaction tomorrow. In a sense, I'm kind of glad that... Oh, Barella, by the way, is a top player. I like him. He always seems like he doesn't want to leave Italy, though. A lot of these players, they love it in Italy. Barella, Tonali, they don't seem to have any kind of... I don't know. They don't seem to have any inkling of wanting to leave Italy. They're very comfortable there. So, difficult to get those guys out of Italy. Arsenal are putting up training pictures at the moment. I can't see any pictures of Jorginho, though. At the moment, so we'll have to see. But listen, Everton away is going to be a different game for Arsenal this weekend. 2 weeks ago, I would have been saying, yep, 3-0, light work. Frank Lampard, they're a mess. They're trying to play decent football. They can't do it. It's going to be light work. This is going to be a hard game. I'm telling you now. If you look purely at the table, which, you know what, I ain't looked at the table for a while. Let's have a look at it. Makes sense. It's a thing of absolute beauty, to be honest. So let's get that zoomed in on. If you looked at the Premier League table, you would say this is absolute light work. But it is not. It is not. Sean Dyche, he'll come in. I mean, they're second bottom. They've lost 4 and drawn 1 of their last 5. They've won 3 games out of 20. They are horrible. Absolutely horrible. Like... I think they're the worst team in the league on form. Them and Bournemouth. One point out of a possible 15. They are stinking out the place. But I just hope, over the last couple of years, I've said, listen, we are Santa Claus. When you are looking for a gift, we have turned up on many occasions and provided it. I'm hoping that times have changed. We're not that club anymore, surely. We have to win this game. And as I've said before, Manchester City play Tottenham away on Sunday. If we win, we go 8 points clear. City have to go to Tottenham on Sunday. Tottenham have found a little bit of form in recent weeks. I think it will be a tougher game for Man City than the home game was, All the dynamics of this game are going to be difficult. Why? It's a 12:30 kickoff. I don't like 12:30 kickoffs. It's away from home. We don't have a good record at Everton. You've got Sean Dyche. Yeah, we eat bricks, we eat wood. He's going to come in, 4-4-2, long ball, horrible football, crosses up to Calvert-Lewin. He'll make it a rugby match and make life difficult for us. What we got to do is get up there, keep the crowd quiet, control the game, score early, and we should be able to beat them. Even though they're going to try and have a new manager bounce, even though he's going to go direct and play long ball, we still should be going up there confident that we can beat them, man. Come on, they're second from bottom. If you're going to win the title, you've got to go to grounds like that and beat them. And the good thing about Arsenal now, we've got a bench. It ain't the dirty pot bench anymore. We've got some decent players there. Leandro Trossard, Fabio Vieira, Smith Rowe, Jorginho. Listen, there's players there that can come on in certain situations and improve the game. If you're not keeping the ball well, you bring Jorginho on. If Martinelli or Saka are tired or the fullback's got the better of them, you can bring on Trossard, who's looked fantastic so far. You've got ESR who can drop into the 10 role, or Fabio Vieira. There's options there. Kivior, the big centre-back. Tierney, it's a much better bench. All we're missing right now really is a striker. And as I've said today earlier on in this stream, Gabriel Jesus is back in training. He's not in full training. He's only training by himself at the moment. But once we've got him back, we're really cooking. The Sean Dyche impression, man, it just comes out of nowhere. Yeah, we're Burnley, we eat bricks, we eat wood. I've gone to Everton, we're going to play direct against Arsenal. We're going to make it a nightmare. I can only do it for so long, though, people. It's a bit of a, it destroys your vocal cords, man. I can't lie. But yeah, Sean Dyche FC, man. You know how they're going to turn up against us on Saturday. It's not going to be pretty. Latif said, what's your thoughts on Lokonga's loan? El Neni out for a while. We only have 3 midfielders unless he sees Zinni as a 4th choice in an emergency. I would have liked to have seen Arsenal sign another midfielder. I can't lie. I think having 3 centre midfielders when you're in 2 competitions is very, very risky. And I'm not going to lie, and I'm not going to say this. I am going to say this, in fact. I don't know if anybody heard, on deadline day, Manchester United signed Sabitzer, right? A player that we were linked with before he went to Bayern Munich. Good player. Now, I saw an article saying that when Man United found out the day before deadline day that Eriksen was going to be out for 3 months, they were offered Carrasco, Aouar, and Sabitzer. Now, obviously, Carrasco's a winger. We tried signing him before as well under Emery. Hudson Odoi, obviously, we tried signing him about 50 times. He's a free agent in the summer. And Sabitzer. So I'm looking at it going, sure, I would have taken Sabitzer on loan until the end of the season, or somebody like that, just as a 4th option. But I think, like what you've just said, I think he's looking at it, Arteta, and going, we've got Xhaka and Partey, that's our 2. Jorginho comes in, and if you get down to number 4, you play Tierney at left back and you put Zinchenko in midfield. I think that's effectively our 4 midfielders. Kivior apparently can play CDM as well. Apparently Gravenberch was available. I mean, if he was available, I don't know why nobody snapped him up. I think he's a top player, but he didn't go anywhere, so maybe there was implications in the deal. We were linked with Aouar for 2 seasons. Now he's going to be a free agent. Sabitzer is not a DM, more of an 8, but I'm saying you could have got Jorginho in as the more defensive-minded one and Sabitzer as the attacking one, and you would have had a 4 of Sabitzer, Jorginho, Partey, Xhaka. But I just think he's... I think it's because he classes Zinchenko as the 4th centre mid. Sabitzer's on nearly 200k. That's crazy. How's he getting that much money? Matt said, Big C, brethren, another Chelsea agent. I mean, Matt's a big Chelsea fan. I mean, is it ever going to work out for Arsenal? We can't keep signing players from Chelsea, but he's not going to play much is the only thing. When we signed Willian, we tried to start him. Check, he started. This is simply a backup dancer, so hopefully it goes better than the previous ones. People, I am out of here. Thank you very much for tuning in. Again, really appreciate your support. Great interaction. 2,700 of you in the chat. 32 of you on Twitch. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Curtis Shaw Clips. We are live on there, getting 2 or 3 clips on there every day. So make sure you join me on there as well. I want to get that to 1,000 as soon as possible. And you're going to see a lot more short content as well as the long content. We're going to change the channel. Great stream, great interaction. I'll be back tomorrow. Press conference reaction. any bits of transfer news. We'll preview the game against Everton, see who's fit and available, what team we'll go for as well. And one last Sean Dyche impression. It's going to be a horrible game. 12:30 kickoff. I'm coming for you, Arsenal. We eat bricks and we eat wood. I'll stop with that one, people. Thank you very much for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you all tomorrow, people. Bless.